Today we will deal with Laravel, a bit of introduction, a simple basic program, and a new thing about the new features. Now, recently we have seen that we have 8.x version of Laravel, and it has some new features, some new trends, and that is what you're going to see. Uh, when you jump into documentation, let's see 8.x. Earlier on, for developers who have done Laravel, we were at 7 point. So be careful when you change it, your Laravel projects and when you're upgrading. The other thing, basically what you need in Laravel is here, PHP 7.3. You can just jump into Laravel documentation and see. For a simple project, we'll install Laravel. You can simply open your command prompt. Yeah, and personally, I have Composer installed. For those who aren't PHP developers, you need Composer to be installed in your machine so that you can be able to install Laravel installer and also install the dependencies. For Composer, you can jump into their website, simple and straightforward. Yeah. Now, if you have Composer installed, you can simply start with Composer global require Laravel installer. This command, just copy and paste to your developers. Copy, and paste. Personally, I have Composer already installed, so I can stop that. When you have Laravel installer, creating a new project is very simple. Very simple is go to your Active Directory. For me, I normally use document, the code, the Laravel, that's where I store my code, Laravel project. So for creating a new project with Laravel installer, very simple, just Laravel, new, our project, what we name our project. For me, I'll name it Get Started and remove the camel case. And it will create your Laravel project. It will take a minute or two to create the project. You can wait for that. Now, a bit of Laravel as it continues. Now, if you want a very simple framework to start with, whereby you can just it will take you a short time to learn. In short, it has a small learning curve. You can pick Laravel. Very simple. For people who are new to PHP, kindly bear with us because you need to learn a bit of PHP. For those who have done front end, don't worry. For those who have done React, you can do React in Laravel. You can do React in Laravel. You can do let me find it. Vue also in Laravel, and you can also bootstrap your application project with Bootstrap. Now, for me today, I will use Bootstrap. Technically, I won't install Bootstrap as required in Laravel, but I'll just jump into their website and pull their links and create it, use it. As you wait for this. It's almost done. Few more minutes. Oh, now we're done. I'll feed into a new project, the get started, and open it via VS Code. And here is our project. Now, we'll go through the folder structure, understand what each folder does, and what's happening in this project. Normally, running up the project on development, simple, PHP, artisan, and it will start your local server, deployment server, as you can see. For now, I have PHP 7.4 installed in my machine. It will work. For previous version, I think before PHP, which are less than 7 point, they won't support Laravel. So kindly upgrade your PHP version so that it can work swiftly. Yeah. Now, for the structure, the app directory here. Now, our app directory up here, it has our console, exceptions, HTTP, models, and provider. I'll go through them. Now, our app directory has the basic controllers and models. Console includes the function that if you want to deploy your app using console, as you can see up, that is an tab or something, you want to create a console application, you can use it. Exceptions include all exceptions and handlers that you have in your application. For example, if you encounter an error, this is the main file that will handle your errors and through your errors. The other thing is HTTP includes your controllers. If you need to create a new controller for your application, you can create. It's very simple. PHP artisan make controller. We'll see that as we go on. Middleware's authentication. If you have new middleware in your application, if you need to include a middleware. If you want to do like passport authentication, you can do that. It will create a middleware there. We won't interfere with that. Models. Earlier on, we never had a models folder. For now, we have a models folder. That's where your models will be stored. Earlier on, we just used to have models in the app folder. So just there. Now it's a bit neat. Bootstrap includes your core files, your cache. Config, as the name says, it's where your config files goes. If somebody has done M-Pesa integration with the Safaricom's APIs, and PHP package, you can see that you have your M-Pesa. When you publish your project, you have your M-Pesa configuration file here. Otherwise, you have your mail, you have your queue, sessions, database, config, in configuration here. Database is where you have factories if you need to create dummy data factories. That's a bit more advanced. Migrations is where you have your database tables, as you can see. You can create your database tables easily. It's not much good to PHP-MyAdmin if you're using PHP-MyAdmin as your database to create tables. Long process. It's easier just to create a database table here. You'll see connecting to the database later, a bit later. Seeders, it's about creating dummy data and filling your tables. Public includes the root file. If you're deploying an application, normally you won't deploy it as it is. You'll direct your request direct to this file. After this file will pick the required files and launch your autoloader and handle your request and your application. So normally this is where your application starts. And all your requests are sent to. Resources include your CSS file, JavaScript file, language, views where we'll see that later in a bit. Routes, API, this is where if you're creating a REST API, normally your API, your routes get your endpoints, that's where your endpoint goes. Channel, likewise, if you're setting up a broadcast. Console, as we saw in app folder, this is where your endpoints for console go. Web, this is normally what we'll be dealing with, our web application. You can launch this. This, I had another server running. Yeah, good. So when we launch our link, our server project is what it says. This is the landing page, as you can see. Now, due to this endpoint / it runs a view called welcome. So this is where your views are, and you can see Laravel. This is where the HTML is, all the HTML. Yeah. Now, storage is where your when you upload your files, your links are. Vendor, likewise your PHP packages. env includes your passwords, your configuration, if you want to link to a database, if you have we'll create a database called get started. So this is where you put your database name, your username, your password. If you want to change your application name, for now it's called Laravel. You can change it to get started. Now, if you want to do a space between the name, you put double quotes and just write what you want. Get started. Yeah, that way. So restarting the server, go back to see what's saying. Can reload this page. Oh, need to update something. Go to welcome to Blade. Up here, the wrap this curly brackets, then do config, then you can do up to main. Second, name that, and there we have this our change. As you can see, it changes to get started. Now that's all for now. We'll try to do a very simple PHP project. Yeah. Let's do now. If you want to do a templating system whereby you have like your normal HTML, your key HTML, for example, if you don't want to repeat the header parts in all your files, and you don't want to repeat your footer in all your files, you can create a layout and include all your PHP files later, your blade files later. So for that, we can just go to our views. Let's create a folder called layout. This is where our layout will go. So for now, we'll come back here, copy everything that's happening up here until the body. Copy, cut it actually, move it to the other page. There we go. Then come to the bottom file, to the body, save that, cut it, and we put it yeah. Now, wrong. This should be a folder. To recycle bin, it should be layout slash app dot lead dot php. Sorry for that. So we can undo this bit. So copy this. What I'm trying to achieve is I don't want to keep repeating the header, the body part in each file in each view I'm creating. So what I'll do is create a simple wrapper, in short, for all the layouts, and include all the files data. So like that. Now, if I want all the contents to go here, I can just do yield content. Yes, just like that. If you save this and reload your website, it won't work for now. It won't work, as you can see. It doesn't have the basic CSS and HTML. Now, what we can do here is go here. We can do this page extends to layout dot app. So it is up. Then you can add a section. So this section is the content section, and end section here we'll put it the bottom. So this will take care of our CSS and JavaScript, as you can see. So if I want to create another file for the views, I can simply import the HTML and CSS. Now, we'll try to do a very simple thing. Now, we'll build we'll start with a normal static website so that we can learn about routing. Yeah, and if we get time, you can do one CRUD function. for the application. So I'll open a new terminal. For me, like PowerShell, I can do PHP, artisan, make, colon, controller. This is for the controller, as you can remember up here. And you can do home, controller. Then I'll do -resolve, -r, and it will create a controller for me. So app, HTTP, controller, and here it is. So we'll use this file to take care of our routing, our everything. So we'll do a very simple application with homepage, about, and for example, contact us. I will use Bootstrap for this introduction, getting started. So I won't make it complicated. So we'll go to get started Bootstrap. We start here, get started, so that we include all the files that we require. The Bootstrap CSS and the JavaScript we require. Then we use Bootstrap to build our site. As you can see, it's very simple. You don't need a very huge learning curve. It's very small. So it has a small learning curve. So for welcome, we go back to layouts and include the CSS for Bootstrap. Blade up for this. I remember we changed this to config app.name. So app.name refers to the environment variable here, app name. So that's what will be picked and set used as the title for our site. You can change this. You can see it has changed. Our app name has changed. Now we want our Bootstrap here, somewhere here. Down here. You can do our Bootstrap CSS there. Then at the bottom, normally I put my JavaScript after the body, closing body tag. We can do that. Just simply copy and pasting, and now we have Bootstrap in our application. If we need to see anything, and reload this page. It has changed. You don't need the normal HTML CSS up here. You can remove everything and start again. So for me, I'll do jump button simply, but this is our CSS is there. So I think it's there. So I can do a container to wrap this up. Container. I really hope I'm not too fast. So as you see, we have used Bootstrap and we have a Bootstrap available to application. I am seeing some questions here. There is Laravel similar to Flask, Django, or Python. To some extent, yes. Routing is a bit more similar, but normally use PHP. So it has major differences in some areas. So for now, Laravel is a PHP web application framework too. Let's continue. We have our title, subtitle, content. Simply, we have Bootstrap ready for application. Now, if anybody is doing fast, we can go to our resources. Replace here doesn't have stars. Okay, see that. We need to wrap it up with authentication. So we'll do that in another time. That's a bit advanced. Okay. For this, let's start building our application. So we have home. Let's put it in the title. We have this is the pages that we have: home, then we have about, then we'll have contact. Now for routing, I'll go to web route, web, because we're dealing with web. Change this. Instead of running a function, I'll do this is new, home, controller, then it's a class. And after we'll run index. The string, index is a string. Then you can pass the name of this as name, it is home. Yeah. So what we're doing here in routing, we're saying that if we make a get request to slash route, we'll run home controller. Then this is the function that will be called, right? And the name of that route will be home. Simple as that. If you run this, you get a very huge error. Function does not exist. So it's not slash that way. Yeah, that way. So if you go to home controller there, we can return a view as simple as welcome and put a comma, simple, yeah. As simple as that, and you have our five routing. Now, as you can see, this is new. For those who have used Laravel in the past, they can see this is new. Earlier on, we used to do route, request route, route, get. So if we did slash, we'll do home controller at index. Don't think this will work for now. Yes, it doesn't work anymore. So this was Laravel version 7 and the previous versions. From now 8 points, we'll do Laravel home controller plus index. As simple as that. So this was a bit tricky. For now, this is readable, very simple, even for beginners. Straightforward. So we'll do a navigation. Let's go to Bootstrap and click our navigation. We'll see working good. Go to Bootstrap, click navigation. Navbar, pick a navbar. Go to an example. Copy this. Go back to our web. Go to layout, because the navigation should be the same in all pages, and simple as that. And there we go. Have a navigation available to us. Let me push on this page correctly. That. I have a navigation. It doesn't work normally, so no, it doesn't work. I've seen somebody saying that route get slash home controller still works. For me, it doesn't work for one reason or another. I don't know. So I've seen here we changed the name as index. Okay, I don't know, but mine for now it works. And if you check in the Laravel documentation, basic, and go to routing. You have function there, that one that we saw. This is the endpoint for, and you can run a function to handle that endpoint. For the other way you can do this using controllers is route user slash, then you can handle that using a class. The controller is the first thing, and function as well as the second item in the array. And you need to notice that that's an array. Yeah. Yes. So the other thing, let's go back to our application. Now we need our application to handle this. Like we need home routing, we need things, we do about here and contact here. So simply go back, go to our app, then let's edit this. You don't need all this. So let's move this link. Let's move this link and remove it home. Let's do /home here. So we can do the first endpoint for home. And if you click home for not found, so we need to handle home endpoint. Simple, go back to web, routing, route web, then we can do route home. So for home, it will be handled by this function. So we can do home here, and it will be handled by the index function. So go back, and you don't have a for error. Good. Now let's pass some data. The data that we pass will be fields and will be here. So we can go back to home controller and do an array. So this is how we pass data from the backend to the front end. That's what people say. And you can do a first item of navigation, and you can do another way. You can say home, then you can do contact. Then you can do about. Okay. For me, I prefer about before contact. Yes, good. The same thing, yes. Then I'll pass the page name. So I'll do name, another object, and do, yeah, and do home. Good, great. Now, patch piece, we can do it. Okay, we can pass the array as it is right now, but this is what I'll do. I'll pass data, comma, variable, array, like that. So this data will be sent to our page, so we can use it in our application. For now, we'll use it in our navigation. So there's a link we can do for each. So we look through the same data for each. Good. So the first variable will be data. So data, and we need the nav. So I'll put a nav here so that we can do nav like that. Then we can do nav here. Good. Then copy paste. We do the same thing here. So instead of home, what I'll say we'll do is the variable. Oh, you press start. We have our data there. Presume that's correct. Yeah, and there it goes. So for the same routing, we'll do is come here at home, do like null, good, great, and you can do /home, /about. For error, we haven't handled that, and context. Good, great. Now, for the rest of the endpoints, we create a function for the same thing. Mm-hmm. Let me check the responses. Oh, okay. Now, for each, we have handled everything, the data. So let's take here, let's check about. It has a 4.4 error. Let's do that. So because we pass name first of all, yeah, and we're serving like welcome page, we'll do the same name here. We'll do data. We'll do data. Then we just need home, right? We just need name. Name. Good. Presume that's right. That's correct. Go back a bit. Check this. Yeah, that's correct. Let's do another thing. Let's go here. Do about. Copy this. Right here. Then about. Small a. Yeah. Index. Then instead of index, we will run about. And name is about. Good, great. Yeah. So home controller, that's what we're running. So this normally these functions run for a resource file. So for now I'll delete all of them and just remain with the index. So for the resources, if you have time, we'll go through that. Yeah. So the same, copy this, right here, then say about, right? So you run about. Yeah, simple as that. And you can go back to our view. You can create a new file, about.blade.php. Yeah, and you can do extend. You extend to a certain layout dot up. Then you have a section there, and the section is content. So this is what will be yielded in our layout. So you can reload this, go to about, okay, view not found, it's layout, sorry for that. Yeah, so for the previous error you've seen, the exception is what was handled in our exception handler. Yeah, so we go back to home to welcome, copy the HTML here, put it here, and you have everything that you need. Now, those who have done other frameworks, who have dealt with databases, etc., you have no time. You have 17 minutes remaining. So let's handle contact very quick. Then you can do a simple CRUD. So yeah, copy this, put it here. Need contact. Then you can write contact. Then you can name it contact. Good, great. Home controller. copy the same thing, paste it. There's no need of reinventing the wheel. A framework is meant to save you time. There's no need from starting from a white page. So instead of keeping rewriting the function again, just simply copy and paste the same thing and change a few things and it's working. Right. Contact. So now I'm creating the view file .blade. Remember, Laravel uses blade templating system as the core engine for front-end. Simple start. And can go back to home controller. No. Welcome. Copy everything. Go to contact and paste. Nice. And reload. And there we go. Now, we haven't changed a few things from the controller, the name of the page that we are seeing. So I'll do contact there, wait. Then I'll do about here. Wait, reload this. Now you have contact, then you have about, then you have name. So that's what all you have. So that's simply getting started with Bootstrap. Sorry for that. Getting started with Laravel, and that's how we normally do our views. Yeah. Now, let's do one. Let me show you how to connect to a database. And yes, so come here. I have my server started. I have XAMPP installed. So I normally use XAMPP. So with PHP, my admin, and there. So I'll do a new database. Create new. So I'll do get started, copy view, URL view, then create it. So normally in my XAMPP, I don't have a password for the root. I normally use root as it is. I change the root when I deploy it. So now, as simple as that. So normally XAMPP, Laravel will handle everything to connect to a database. That's simple. You don't need a password because I don't have a password for the root. And that's it. So we have a few tables here. Normally for users, basic tables for Laravel for users, as you can see. And the other one is for password reset and fill the job. Let me show you how it handles creating new table. Go to terminal. I'll type PHP artisan migrate. So I've seen someone who has done Django, so that's a quite similar migration. And rollbacks, they're quite similar. So and it migrates, and it will tell you how long it took and which table it migrated. So if you go back to our database, reload the page, you'll see get started. It has a few tables, right? So these are the tables that it migrated. Yeah. So for more on Laravel and tables, database, you can go to the documentation here and can go to getting started. It will teach you a lot about getting started, what it needs. For Laravel, for MySQL, it needs 5.6. Postgres, SQLite, likewise, it's a detailed documentation. The documentation isn't hard as other documentations. Laravel documentation is quite easy to read and understand and use. So this is what it will teach you slowly. Yeah. So for migration, let's go to query building. Laravel uses Eloquent as the query, and you can use, if you want to write your own query, you can use their function simply. It's very simple and intuitive, easy to read, easy to start and catch up on. It has a very slow, small learning phase. The process is very simple. Yeah, good. Now, we have our users. For us, when we are not dealing with users, what we do is we create a post for a model for products, for example, products, and we'll see how to fetch products, how to post the products, update and edit into a CRUD. And for that, we'll do PHP, artisan, make, column, model, and mainline product. And if you want to include the database table for it, hyphen M, just for the M for migration, and it will create a migration table for you. Now, for our products, as you can see, it was created a table products. I'll do variable table. We need a string. String. So string has the name of the product. Use the same thing, but this time around I'll use a long text. For long text is if a field, that field is a very huge text. String here stands for variable character, and the maximum for variable character is 255 characters. Yeah, for this is just text. It's this long thing. Yeah, so I'll do description. That's a bit simpler. Then the other one do table, then do simply, what's happening? What's happening? I'll do integer, then I'll do size and save it. Good. And that's all we need. So for timestamp, it will create created at and this it on. And ID is the normal ID auto increment. It will handle that for you. For timestamp, Laravel will handle all your timestamps. If you update a product, it will update the update field. Let me show you. Okay, here. As you can see, for users, it has users. So these are the fields that are taken care of by timestamp. ID is the normal ID. You can see the structure. So big integer, auto increment, timestamp, updated, and everything. Yeah. Now, yes. So we'll do another thing, create controller for product. Controller. Product controller. Yeah, and this is a resource because we have a database connected to it. That's it. You can go here to product controller. You have everything. You can see you have index. Yeah. So for index is if you want to fetch your product, you return a view. So if you want to store a new product, this is the function that will store that. So it receives a request. So it receives a request, and the request method made is a post. For sure, it's a get request, and yeah, you'll see that. Let me show you. So we'll go to web here, then do route. Then I'll do resource. So I'll do product. Then do presumably is correct. Then do product controller. What is correct? Product control. Good. So yeah. So if we do product, yeah, product target class does not exist. I think the minimal program. Okay, yeah, copy simple and okay. Target class does not exist. Oh, okay. For the person who was saying that slash something exists, for mine doesn't. It keeps giving me this error over and over again. So I don't know about you. Can get in touch with me and can help me with that. Use a class. Please presume that it works now. I need to change conversion. Yes. Oh, okay. Target class doesn't agree. Oh, anyway, I'll leave that for now. I'll do the normal CRUD route, get, then I'll get products, then I'll return the same thing. Oh, now 5 minutes to go. Now let me be quick and yeah, return the same thing, and I will return for the controller here. As simple as that. We'll do index and return index here. Good. So this is what is will be run. Yeah, let's see. We have products. If you need to connect to fetch anything from the database, even if you don't have any, we can do simply variable product is equals to product. Product is the model. Remember, as the model, then you can fetch all, right? And you can use this and return the same thing. So here, instead of returning the whole thing, I'll do response and return a JSON. Because of time, for that simple. As what this blah blah blah. I have not run migration. I haven't migrated it yet. So PHP is on migrate, done. Yeah, and it's empty. So it's as simple as that. So let's create our first product. Let's go to getting started. Load that page. Products. Let me start. Random data. We name this data meat. Just meat. Description. Fresh meat. No. Where we got long tail fresh meat, yes. Price we have like 500 per kg. Timestamp is automatic. I'll pick the current timestamp. Same thing here. Yeah. Maybe take that and go. So if we load our page here, typical description, everything that's there. So it's a simple start. It doesn't need a lot of complications. Easy to start, learn, and do a very huge system with it. Security wise, from experience, Laravel handles security very well. Don't have to worry about that. Yeah. Now, if you want to return a view, let's do a simple view. 5 more minutes. We do a view. We display this. We can call it a day. So return a view. So we can do product dot index. Then we can return with our data as product. Then you can pass variable data. So we're sending this data to a certain view, product index. So we go to view, simply new folder. So product slash index dot blade dot php. Good, great. Now we can copy the same template in the where, in the other pages. Then we can go back to to index, paste it there. Nice, feeling good. So for name, you're not passing the name, so we need there. And also pass the navigation array. We have it here. So that's something that you need to handle quick. So we pass it also. We have a name, so I'll do even view product. I'll put it inside this array, and like that. No. Like that, template good. Then this product isn't been touched. And put it there. Good. Then you can do variable array. Then you can do data. Good. Nice. So instead of home, we pass in product. Product. This is our product page. Simple like that. Now let's loop our data in the end of this session. Let's go to product index. We put here, no problem. So we do for each. Then you can do variable data, and we have products from here. We run products. Product as product. Good. Then I can do PHP element do content. Then I'll variable product name. So it's mixed. So name, it's made. Then you can copy the same thing. Then do description. Description pink. Zungo. Nice, good. Then you can do the final thing, price. KFH. Then come in the price. And that's it. So that's simply our project. We forgot something. We need to add one thing, comma. That. For this, yeah. to go to our product page. And that's simply Laravel. That's how we do our functions, and that's everything.